61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Right now, crews are working to clean up damage from last night's storm in Glastonbury. You can see it on your screen right now, just some of the damage. Eversource says that tree limbs fell and caused power outages on Founders Road. Our crew is out there, and they say that the road is still closed from Bradley Way to Overlook Road. Eversource's website shows more than 360 customers are still without power in that area. It's going to be a hot and humid one this week after the storms from last night. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Glenn Kittle.
And I'm Jamel Johnson. Now we have that weather impact alert for those hot temperatures over these next few days. Rachel Piscatelli joins us now with the first look on the forecast. I mean, what can we expect over these next few days?
I think tomorrow is going to be the hottest out of the next 3 days. Still, we're going to build in those numbers over the course of the afternoon. So we do have this heat advisory in place for our 3 northern counties. Not to say that not everyone is going to feel the heat. I think that everyone will likely get into what it feels like the 90-degree mark later on today, although areas inland may have a better opportunity at getting it to feel like 95 to near triple digits later on. On our satellite and radar picture now, it is mostly dry. We did have some significant rain falling in parts of western Connecticut yesterday afternoon and evening, picking up close to 3 inches of rain in some spots. What's left in its place will be some increasing sunshine by 10, 11 o'clock. Then by the afternoon, there may be a brief shower or downpour for areas inland, but I think for the most part, that's going to be rather hit or miss. You can see just how limited that coverage is. Just don't want you to be caught off guard. Here's what it looks like in New Haven right now. We do have a lot of clouds at 76 degrees. The humidity is up at 71 in Hartford, 70 degrees in Willimantic out the door. Humidity is in the 70s too, so it's that tropical-like stuff, and unfortunately, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Numbers all the way up to the upper 80s to near 90 degrees for areas inland, slightly more comfortable at the shoreline at 86 degrees in Milford, and especially in southeastern Connecticut, well, you'll be in the lower to middle 80s across the state, 84 in Norwich and 86 degrees in Mansfield. Warmest day is going to be for tomorrow. Temperatures up around 90 degrees. We'll have more details on that and when we expect to see some relief from this heat coming up in just a bit. Checking with the roads at 6:02, we did have some earlier issues on 95 over in East Lyme. Good news is that those have cleared for the morning commute. So we'll take a look at your state line drive times here, where Hartford to Massachusetts, around 40 minutes. New Haven to Rhode Island is 67. New Haven to New York is around a 53-minute drive, so it's nice on the southbound side of 95 so far. No delays through New York at Waterbury. On the westbound side of 84 either. Over to you.
Rachel, thank you. And because of how hot and humid it will be this week, Connecticut's hot weather protocol will activate today at noon and will last until 8 p.m. Friday. This means cooling centers will be open to keep everyone safe from the extreme heat. To find one the closest to you, you can just dial 211 on your phone or visit 211ctdot.org. We also have that information available on our website at fox61.com.
And now at 6, Waterbury police are on the hunt for the man who they say shot and killed a 17-year-old girl last week.
Yeah, and Fox 61's Valerie Moravi spoke to a woman who heard the gunshot. She also talked to the victim's family about the new developments in the case.
Charisma Fox was shot last Friday morning right here on Willow Street, just blocks away from her home. Her mom says she's still trying to make sense of what happened, and she tells me she's seeking justice for her daughter. Police identify the suspect as 40-year-old Shamar Atwater of Waterbury. They have a warrant for his arrest that charges him with murder and weapons crimes. This vigil on Willow Street is the living memory of Charisma's last moments. Her mother, who's still hurting, shares this video of her beloved daughter who was dreaming of going to prom and becoming a fashionista one day. She tells me Charisma loved making jokes and dreaming big. She says Charisma was a caring young lady who always wanted to help others, especially her grandmother. Meanwhile, family members and neighbors are asking officials to reinforce security around the area. They say they're scared that this could happen again. One woman who did not want to be on camera explained what she saw next after she heard the shot that Friday morning.
I seen her and I couldn't believe how in seconds a life was taken for God knows for what reason. I just heard the shot and it would just, I know it wasn't no fireworks because I can tell the difference, but it was just crazy. And I told my friend, oh my God, that's a shot. And I'm going to go check. He should do a long time in jail, like maybe his life, the rest of whatever he got left. I'm just tired and I'm scared. Can't even go to the store to be safe.
If you know anything about where the suspect is located, you can call Waterbury Police. In Waterbury, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
And the man convicted of killing his girlfriend and the mother of his missing child will spend decades in prison. Jose Morales learned his fate yesterday, nearly 3 months after a jury found him guilty of murdering Christine Holloway. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules was in the courtroom in Milford.
Christine Holloway's family appeared in court to read their victim impact statements. They told the judge exactly what Christine meant to them and how losing her completely devastated their family.
Every day I have to think to myself how another human being can take another person's life. And then I realize he's not a human being. He's nothing but a monster.
Christine Holloway's loved ones gathered in the courtroom wearing T-shirts with her picture on the front and a photo of Vanessa Morales, Holloway's missing infant daughter, on the back. Her aunt, Anna Radonsky, described her niece for the judge as she read her victim impact statement.
My beautiful, brilliant, kind, caring, spiritual niece was brutally murdered on 12/2/2019.
She recalled the experience planning Holloway's funeral as traumatizing.
We had to ask if they could dig the hole a little deeper in case Vanessa would be joining her. Nobody should ever have to think about asking that question. Nobody.
Holloway's brother, Stephen Holloway, was also in the courtroom. He read a letter on behalf of their mother.
It was December 2nd, 2019. My life changed completely. I couldn't believe my daughter was dead and my granddaughter was missing. I had to stop going to work and just try to go on to accept what happened. I had many sleepless nights, nightmares, weight gain, anxiety, stressful days, and depression.
Morales was found guilty of murder in Holloway's 2019 death. He was also convicted of tampering with evidence. Supervisory Assistant State's Attorney Howard Stein described the crime in court as brutal.
This crime was a case of domestic violence at its worst. At least 8 separate and distinct blows to her head, with an instrument that left distinct 1-inch circular bruises and indentations and fractures in the skull of Christine Holloway.
Stein also mentioned the many hours Morales spent attempting to clean up the crime scene. Morales said that while he was high on PCP, attackers came into his home, killed Holloway, and left with his child Vanessa. 5 years later, Vanessa has still never been found. Judge Sherry Murphy was clear to note that the sentencing was not impacted by Vanessa's disappearance. Murphy gave Morales a chance to speak, but he declined. Stein asked the judge to give Morales life in prison while the defense asked for a 35-year sentence. Ultimately, the judge gave Morales a sentence of 65 years in prison.
The facts of this case, along with your criminal history, Mr. Morales, leave this court to believe that you have no regard for the rule of law and a callous disregard for human life.
After the sentencing, the Holloway family said they will never give up hope on finding Vanessa.
Now the next big step that we have to face is finding Vanessa and bringing her home.
Morales has not been charged in the disappearance of his daughter. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Thank you, Alicia. Now, a man was stabbed at a CT fast track station in Hartford. State troopers say he was stabbed around 2:10 yesterday afternoon at the station on Sigourney Street. We're told he's expected to be okay. State police did not say if they know who did it, but this is the second stabbing at the station in the last month and a half.
And Senator Richard Blumenthal says the deadly floods in Texas are proof that American communities need more federal disaster preparedness funding. The senator called the cancellation of federal resiliency grants cruel and counterproductive. He wants an investigation into staffing cuts at FEMA and the National Weather Service. The senator says policy changes made by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem added to the disaster in Texas.
There are reports that 2/3 of the calls in Texas had no response because contracts were not approved. These kinds of cuts, cancellations, freezes on hiring are affecting communities across the country, including here in Connecticut.
Secretary Noem did say that the reports on the missing calls is not true. As for Blumenthal, he says Connecticut lost more than $50 million in prevention funding. That includes money already promised to cities like Meriden. Those funds support projects to widen flood channels and raise bridges in downtown neighborhoods already at risk. He sent a letter to Noem to demand FEMA is fully staffed and funding is restored.
Now, 25 states, including Connecticut, are suing the Trump administration over claims that it froze billions in funds for school programs. Attorney General William Tong says Connecticut was supposed to get more than $53 million in federal grants. The new lawsuit claims the Trump administration broke federal law by freezing the funds without congressional approval. Local education leaders say the money is supposed to be used to train teachers and fund summer education, after-school programs, and English language services.
I think there's a goal here to privatize public education, to drive it out of the hands of public representatives, to make it a real strong divide in who gets what. And this is a really good way to do that, to be honest with you. If you cut federal funds, again, the haves will continue to have, and everyone else will struggle.
Now, the lawsuit asks a federal court to declare the freeze unlawful and release the money right away. The Department of Education has not yet commented. Also yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the Trump administration can lay off 1,400 employees at the U.S. Department of Education. In a 6-3 decision, justices lifted a lower court block that stopped the plan. So layoffs can start while legal challenges play out. The Trump administration says it will not close the Department of Education entirely, just downsize it. Critics think cuts will hurt the agency's ability to function.